Good afternoon. Happy Monday. Happy TGIM. If you know me at all, you know I like my TGIM because Monday shouldn't be a day that we dread and fear, right? It should be another day to get it right and another week to get it right. So maybe I'm a little Pollyanna with that, but that's how I like to roll. So, I was kind of thinking today what what I've learned about value over the last few years, and we hear people talk a lot about make sure you add value. Whatever you do, add value. And what does that even mean, adding value? I've never quite understood if I'm adding value, how am I going to know I'm adding value, and what does it even mean in the first place? So I think for me, value has always been what I bring to the table. Certainly my technical skill sets have always been a way I add value, but over the last few years, I've noticed that my attitude also brings a lot to the table, and also how I handle my emotions, how I handle myself. You add value a lot of times about just being who you are, not necessarily about what you do. So that's been a really big thing for me over the last few years in determining where am I kind of plugged in and where am I really, really bringing a lot to the table that's helpful for anybody. So how do you know you're adding value? Well, certainly if you're in a job, you can rely on performance evaluations to kind of give you an indicator of that. It's a good time to talk to your boss about, what am I doing that's going really well, and what are some areas that I could work on and some areas I could grow. But you can also look at other more intangible things. How do people respond to you? How do people engage you when they have a problem? Are you the person they come to help solve that problem? So if that's the case, you may be adding a lot of value, and you can't necessarily put a number on it, but it's there, and people know that they can come to you and they can get help that they need and solve their problems. So solving problems for people is a really big way, I think, to add value. So I guess what I would really leave with you today is that you need to know your value. It's your job to know your value and how you contribute to an organization or to your family or to your church, your community, wherever you're engaged. You need to know how you add value. You can't rely on other people always to tell you. People are busy. People are kind of more focused on themselves. We all like to focus on ourselves, and we don't always think about how am I really, letting other people know they add value to my life. So you may not get it from other people. So you really need to kind of dig in, figure out where you're adding value and where you're really kind of bringing things to the table, and then work on those things, grow them, make them even bigger than what they already are. That's really kind of where your mojo is going to be. That's always worked for me. And now that I'm a little older, I'm kind of picking and choosing the areas of value that I really want to focus on, because I can't focus on everything. And I certainly don't want to really build my weaknesses. I want to build on my strengths. So that's been a big lesson for me over the last few years. I hope you guys have a great week, and TGIM, let it roll.